Welcome to CorkHunt today for July 29th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below I'll put a link to each story. You can read them for yourself, come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you are new here, hey, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up, helps us a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV. Well, before we get into it, a couple quick things. Number one, we have a giveaway going on, ends in a couple days, so do not wait for this giveaway. We are in partnership with Tableau DVRs, are giving away a Tableau Quad DVR, that's their new 4-tuner DVR, a Roku Ultra, and a $100 Netflix gift card. This is a great bundle of different things out there. I highly recommend you check it out. Link in the show notes down below to enter. And there are multiple ways to enter. You don't have to do them all, but the more ways you do, the more entries you get into the giveaway. Again, link in the show notes. Also, there's a great deal right now. Roku has the Roku Stick Plus with 4K HDR on sale for its Amazon Prime Day pricing of $49. This is a great deal. Link in the show notes down below if you want to get that deal. And of course, using those links does help Cord Cutters News stay open. So check that out if you're looking for a cheap Roku 4K HDR streaming player. It's actually really powerful. All right, let's break into the news because there's a lot happening and a lot going to happen today. Number one, Dish will report its Sling TV subscriber numbers. Here are a few things for you to be looking at. Later today, we'll learn if Sling TV gained or lost subscribers. DirecTV Now lost over 100,000 subscribers. This has brought up questions if Sling TV will see a subscriber drop. They did see growth slow in the first quarter of 2019. Now we'll find out if they gained or lost in the second quarter. So a few things to look for, of course, is the Sling TV subscriber numbers. Now, they have a pretty comfortable lead over their competition right now. Even if they lose subscribers, they could still be the #1 live TV streaming service in the United States. And honestly, since Hulu and YouTube don't report official numbers, Hulu used to, and they stopped breaking out their on-demand from their live TV subscribers a while back. But it's rumored to be about 2 million, and Sling or YouTube TV is rumored to be about 1 million, with Sling TV at over 2.2 million subscribers. So even if they lose a little bit, they could be #1, and they could still claim it for a while just because Hulu hasn't been reporting their numbers. Has been reported that YouTube TV is the fastest growing live TV streaming service, with Sling TV being the leader. Should be interesting to see how this all breaks out. But there's other interesting things to keep an eye on. Sling Wireless. So Dish has agreed to buy part of T-Mobile's Spectrum and by Boost Mobile, amongst other things from T-Mobile. This will make Dish, the 4th largest wireless provider. And we've now learned that at about the same time Dish started building a 5G network, they went and purchased SlingWireless.com to possibly maybe use Sling brand instead of Dish to be the wireless phone provider. I would not be surprised by this at all. The Sling brand is definitely a more favorably looked upon brand, I believe, in my personal opinion, than a Dish brand. I think they'll probably get a lot farther trying to push Sling Wireless than Dish Wireless. So it'll be very interesting to see if we learn anything about a possible Sling Wireless. I'm sure they'll be talking about their 5G efforts, about their deal with T-Mobile. It's not closed. It's still got to get past, I think, some lawsuits from, I think, 13 different states trying to block the merger of T-Mobile and Sprint with this deal to sell some of it to Dish. So we'll see, though, if the deal to sell some of their Spectrum to Dish, to sell Boost Mobile to Dish, will maybe placate the lawsuit. That would say, yeah, there will still be a 4th competitor here. We'll have to wait and see. Also, keep a close eye on 5G. Dish has announced that as soon as the end of 2020, they may have a 5G network live. Dish was building 5G before the deal with T-Mobile. Dish has, I should say, a huge catalog of spectrum to use for 5G long before they ever struck a deal with T-Mobile. So keep a close eye on this. They'll be announcing this afternoon after the markets close. We'll have full live coverage over at CoreCardsNews.com. And I may or may not be able to do a YouTube video. We'll see how time and news permits it. But let me know, would you buy Sling Wireless? Maybe a bundle deal with Sling TV and Sling Wireless, similar to what AT&T's done in the past? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. All right, earnings season is in full swing, and we already have many of the numbers in. Of course, we know AT&T, Comcast, and Spectrum numbers. But one of the things that now we've really got all the numbers, we can look at them. It turns out that they're losing over 14,000 subscribers every single day. That means 14,000 people are canceling their TV service and not replacing it with another traditional cable TV service. In the past, it's always been thought, well, if they cancel DirecTV, they're going to Comcast or Spectrum. Or if they cancel Spectrum, they're going to Dish or DirecTV. Now that does not seem to be the same news or the same truth. In the past, that was the case. Now it's not. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all breaks out in the future. I'll be interested to see how many people once all the earning numbers are in, how many people have canceled. It'll be interesting. I'd love to hear your predictions. How many people have canceled TV? How many people do you think are canceling it every day? Once we hear about Dish and a few others, we'll have a good idea. Now, some companies don't report numbers. Some smaller cable companies are privately traded and are not required to report their subscriber numbers like a company that's publicly traded like AT&T, Comcast, etc. But we'll have a very good idea that we can use to project onto other companies out there. So leave us a comment. Let me know, were you one of those 14,000 people? Do you think cord cutting would top 2 million? If I had to project, I say we have a very real possibility, once you add in everything from every company, of topping about 2 million people canceling cable TV in the second quarter of 2019. That will be more people than canceled cable in all of 2017. In all of 2017, only 1.5 million people canceled cable TV. So it'll be very interesting to see how this grows. All right, next story up of the day, and this is one I get all the time. Can HOAs legally block you from installing an antenna on your home? And the truth is, no, with a few asterisks. The FCC has been very clear. HOAs, etc., cannot legally prevent you from installing an antenna on the outside of your home. Many of them sure try, they really do. And it often comes down to the question is, do I want to spend the money and time to fight this? Or am I just going to hide this antenna in my attic? Which is, I have mine in the attic, is not a bad option at all. But the FCC, I do want to be clear, does make it very clear that if you have sole use of this property, for instance, in my home, if my home was in an HOA, I've lived in HOAs before. If I was in an HOA and I put an antenna on the outside of my home, can the HOA legally try to block me from doing that? Can they try to sue and prevent me from installing that antenna? Or maybe not sue is the right word. Can they try to fine me? According to the FCC, as long as it meets certain size requirements, as long as you're not putting a big old massive satellite dish on top of your home, I'm talking about one of the really old massive ones, not like a DirecTV or a Dish satellite, that they can be allowed. In condos, you have to actually, it can't be a shared piece of property. It has to actually be on your piece of the property. For instance, if you're in an apartment, they say you could put an antenna on your patio, but you couldn't try to install it on the roof of the place or on the walls of the unit because that's not necessarily your sole use space, if that makes any sense. If you live in an HOA and they're trying to prevent you from installing an antenna, I highly recommend you read the post in the show notes down below because we clearly lay out exactly what they can prevent you from doing and what they cannot prevent you from doing, because the FCC did leave some basic understandable rules in place about what is allowed, what is not allowed, what can they really prevent you from doing, and what can they not prevent you from doing. So keep that in mind. But really, there is a big problem here that many times that people will try to fight this and lose because the HOA may not understand the rules, may not care about the rules. And then you have to ask yourself, is it worth the trouble to fight this? Honestly, if you have an attic, you may want to consider just putting it in the attic and seeing if that works for you. But the FCC is pretty clear though you may have to spend some money to fight for your ability to have those FCC rules enforced. So keep that in mind. I'd love to hear, have you ever had an HOA prevent you from installing an antenna? Leave us a comment, let us know your story. Did you win that argument? If not, was it just because you decided not to fight it? Let me know. All right, any WWE fans here? The WWE Network was one of the first major sports streaming services out there, and now they have a massive update coming out. We learned about a week ago, we reported an email that was going out to subscribers, letting them know that a brand new app would be coming out and that they would once the update came, they would need to re-log into their app. Well, now we have some more information thanks to the pwinsider.com, which is a site that does a great job covering the WWE Network. And they give us a quick breakdown about how they're changing the backend provider. There's rumors that there'll be different tiers now, that there may even be a free ad-supported tier with limited content on it. That's a rumor that's not been confirmed yet, but it's a rumor out there. But the short end is the WWE Network is completely doing the back end of their app and walking away from their old provider to a new one. The WWE Network really kind of set the precedent of what sports streaming should be. While many people may not be a WWE fan, and I fully understand that, it is important to appreciate the fact that the WWE said, hey, we're going to do something different here. We have these fat cable contracts. We're going to walk away from them. Not completely, but it did hurt them a little bit in that department. And we're going to start selling direct to our subscribers. Overall, according to reports, it has been a huge success for them, relatively speaking, and has really helped the WWE continue to grow and evolve. So I'd love to hear from you. Do you use the WWE? What do you think of these changes? Are you excited? Have you been pleased with the quality of streaming on the WWE Network? Let us know. And last story up of the day. This is something that's been kind of hinted at a few times. Dish and Hulu, or AT&T, excuse me, and Dish are two totally different things. Excuse me. Let's back this story up. Fighting a little bit of a cold today. Last story up of the day. Disney and Hulu have for some time now been hinting at a bundle for Disney Plus and Hulu that will be available as some type of add-on, maybe a discounted price. Well, now we have confirmed that Disney Plus will be available as an add-on for Hulu. Now, this sadly does not necessarily mean there'll be a discount, but this week Hulu did confirm that they will sell ESPN Plus and Disney Plus as an add-on. This is something they said during the upfront conference earlier, that there would be some type of way to access it that way. But now that Hulu's executives have said point blank, we will be offering Disney Plus as an add-on. This likely does not mean that would necessarily be cheaper. A lot of people have hoped, based on some stuff that was said by Disney when they first announced Disney Plus, that if you subscribe to like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, you'd get a discounted bundle. That could still happen, but as of today, they're only saying it's available as an add-on, which probably means it'll be that $6.99 per month or $69.99 per year, which isn't a crazy bad deal. Much like how Hulu has offered things like Showtime and more now, where you can just add it to your existing package. So I'd love to hear from you. Would you purchase this bundle? We sadly don't know any more than the fact that Disney Plus is going to be available as an add-on for Hulu. And maybe the other way around. That'll be interesting. But I have a feeling that you'll probably just be able to manage your payload in here, probably access the content through Hulu, and maybe still be able to go access using your Hulu login into the Disney Plus app. So that's it for today. We will be covering over at CoreCarsNews.com the Dish announcement later today. I'd love to hear from you on any predictions for Sling TV. And I'll be back tomorrow with more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and how-to guides. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, helps us a lot, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV.